GAWU protests BERBICE Bridge Company Incorporated over failure to replace PPEs. 2 suspects on the run, another in police custody after allegedly using counterfeit money at a diamond supermarket. Laborer arrested after confessing to chopping his father to death. In the region, volatile risk, Bitcoin officially becomes legal tender in El Salvador, and internationally, Philippines, anger over alleged corruption amid pandemic. Greetings and welcome to another edition of Channel 2 Headline News Update. I am Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. This morning, members of the Ghana Agricultural and General Workers Union at the BERBICE Bridge Company Incorporated staged a picketing exercise outside of the company, calling on the management to respect the Occupational Safety and Health Act. Workers are annoyed by the management's failure to replace personal protective equipment destroyed while on the job. According to GAWU, the workers attempted to have the BBCI replace damaged PPEs, but the management refused. The workers are claiming that the manager reportedly said workers have already received their PPEs entitlements and should purchase any replacement if needed. These sentiments deeply upset the workers. They claim their rights are trampled on. Joining the workers was BBCI Director Fazil Jafarali, who expressed his solidarity and support. The BBCI Director was disturbed that the workers were being violated. Ghana Agricultural and General Workers Union said it is disturbing that workers must raise their voices for their lawful rights to be respected. They call on the BBCI to ensure that the lives and well-being of its workers are protected at all times as they ensure the safe operation of the vital transportation link. 2 suspects are on the run, another is in police custody after allegedly using counterfeit money at a business on the east bank of the Marara. More from Esther Silvers.
2 men are on the run, another nursing gunshot wounds in police custody, accused of using counterfeit money at a business on the east bank of the Marara. Police say that Shaquille Dalrymple of Camerville Housing Scheme Georgetown and 2 others allegedly entered a supermarket at Diamond Housing Scheme and made purchases with counterfeit bills. According to police investigations, the 3 individuals made purchases at the Hall supermarket on the Diamond Access Road about 8 p.m. last evening, paying with 2 $5,000 notes that were counterfeit bills. The cashier, suspecting the bills to be fake as the men were leaving, confronted the 3 suspects. The men dashed to their car parked on the roadway. However, they were cut off by the cashier who stood in front of the car, blocking their escape. Shaquille Dalrymple exited the vehicle and discharged a round, which prompted an armed private security guard on duty at the supermarket to open fire on him, hitting him in the back as he was about to enter the vehicle. The man fell on the roadway while the other men escaped in the motor vehicle. Shaquille Dalrymple was admitted and is under guard at the Diamond Diagnostic Center. The security guard is in police custody assisting with investigations. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Silvers.
Thanks, Esther. On Monday evening, a 24-year-old taxi driver was able to prevent an alleged robbery at the Moro Camp Potaro Road, Bartica. Investigations reveal that around 7 p.m., the taxi driver received a call from his cell phone requesting him to pick up in front of the Bartica Hospital. Upon arriving at the hospital, a male with plait hair, who was at the time wearing a taupe and mask, joined his car in the front seat and requested to be taken to Moro Camp. When the suspect arrived at his location, he pulled out a black revolver and attempted to rob the driver of his gold chains. The driver fought back and dragged the firearm away from the attacker, hitting him twice in the head with the firearm, resulting in the bullet being discharged from the weapon. The suspect escaped from the car and fled the scene. The driver took the firearm and handed it over to the police at the Bartica police station. The said firearm is a Taurus 32mm pistol. The area was examined, but no trace of the suspect could be found. However, a black taupe was discovered at the scene. Investigations are ongoing. Don't go away after the break. Laborer arrested after confessing to chopping his father to death, and man charged with causing death by dangerous driving pleads not guilty.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brick Dam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
For decades, milk has remained the same, until now. Introducing the Great Dairy Full Cream Milk from Alabama Trading. Enriched with vitamins A to D and calcium to promote healthy teeth, strong bones, and vitality. Great Dairy Milk is delicious and fortified to encourage healthy cell growth within the body. No wonder it's the #1 brand of milk produced in Ireland. Now available nationwide in 400-gram packages at leading supermarkets and wholesale vendors. Distributed by Alabama Trading.
Welcome to Kissoon's Furniture. Find everything you need for your home and more under one roof in our newly decorated showroom. Our locally crafted furniture has been perfected over the last 60 years. From our hands to your home, we also bring to you our newly introduced lines of imported furniture and sleep center, where you can find a wide range of beds and mattresses. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
Survival Shopping Complex brings to you its delivery service, Shop through WhatsApp. This process is simple. All you need to do is call or message your grocery list to 613-9683 and we will select your items for you and have them delivered directly to you, even out of town. This is convenient because we can stay on the phone with you as we select your favorite brands. We're happy to do your shopping for you. Contact us on WhatsApp today and shop price smart at Survival Shopping Complex.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fractured my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Welcome back. On Saturday, September 4th, around midnight, 18-year-old Aurelio Crington of Eccles, East Bank, Demerara, was struck down on the pedestrian crossing at the public road, Bagotstown, East Bank, Demerara. Crington was picked up in an unconscious state and transported to the Diamond Diagnostic Center, where he died while receiving medical attention. The thief was struck down by motor car HD 2455, driven by 36-year-old Deroy Mitchell of Neems, West Bank, Demerara, who passed a drug-alcohol test at the time of the incident. On Monday, Mitchell appeared at the Golden Grove Magistrates Court before Magistrate Judy Latchman, charged with causing death by dangerous driving. He was not required to plea. Subsequently, the AJA was applied and the charge was read over to him. The man pleaded not guilty and was placed on $1 million bail. The case was adjourned to September 29, 2021. Police are investigating a murder that occurred at Great Truly Island, Essequibo River, Wakenham on Monday night. The dead man has been identified as 59-year-old Anthony Miguel of Lot 758 under Naming Housing Scheme, Essequibo Coast. Reports say that Miguel and his 26-year-old son left for the back dam earlier that day. However, the son returned later claiming of feeling unwell. When asked about his father's whereabouts, he said he left him in the back dam. The 26-year-old later confessed to chopping his father and hiding the body. The deceased was discovered with multiple chop wounds to his body and face. The body was taken to the West Demerara Regional Hospital, where it was officially pronounced dead. It is presently at the Ezekiel Funeral Home, awaiting a post-mortem examination. The suspect is in custody and investigations are ongoing. A male prisoner is now under observation at a medical institution after claiming that he had ingested a poisonous substance earlier in the day. The man was in custody at the Springlands police station on a rape matter. Around 1 a.m. this morning, when checks were made on the lockups, the prisoner complained of stomach pains. He has since been admitted as a patient under guard at the Skeldon Public Hospital. Don't go away after the break. Volatile risk, Bitcoin officially becomes legal tender in El Salvador, and Guinea coup leader bars foreign travel for government officials. But before that, here's the break retraction schedule.
Survival Shopping Complex brings to you its delivery service, Shop Through WhatsApp. This process is simple. All you need to do is call or message your grocery list to 613-9683 and we will select your items for you and have them delivered directly to you, even out of town. This is convenient because we can stay on the phone with you as we select your favorite brands. We're happy to do your shopping for you. Contact us on WhatsApp today and shop price smart at Survival Shopping Complex.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 4-6 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brickdam and White Castle Fish Shop, be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Welcome to Kissoon's Furniture. Find everything you need for your home and more under one roof in our newly decorated showroom. Our locally crafted furniture has been perfected over the last 60 years. From our hands to your home, we also bring to you our newly introduced lines of imported furniture and sleep center, where you can find a wide range of beds and mattresses. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
For decades, milk has remained the same. Until now. Introducing the Great Dairy Full Cream Milk from Alabama Trading. Enriched with vitamins A to D and calcium to promote healthy teeth, strong bones, and vitality. Great Dairy Milk is delicious and fortified to encourage healthy cell growth within the body. No wonder it's the #1 brand of milk produced in Ireland. Now available nationwide in 400-gram packages at leading supermarkets and wholesale vendors. Distributed by Alabama Trading.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at news in the region and around the world. El Salvador becomes the first country in the world to adopt Bitcoin as a legal tender on Tuesday. Despite the cryptocurrency's notorious ups and downs, the president has declared it the future for the country. But economists are warning that using the volatile and unregulated cryptocurrency is a risk. Al Jazeera's John Holman reports.
This is where El Salvador's Bitcoin experiment began.
El Zonte, a small surf town where 3 years ago an anonymous donor gave local people digital wallets with a bit of the cryptocurrency. Now the country's expanding the experiment nationwide. El Salvador's about to become the first country in the world to use Bitcoin as legal tender. It will run as another option alongside the current currency, the US dollar. We travelled to El Zonte to find out how the pilot program has gone and what it could mean for the rest of the country. We found plenty of enthusiasts. David's like 70% of people in El Salvador. He doesn't have a bank account. His Bitcoin wallet's a way for him to put some money aside.
I have a low income. I don't move much money. The little I have I spend on food. So with Bitcoin I can save up.
And as the Bitcoin's gone up in value, he's seen his small savings grow too. The problem is that Bitcoin swings down as well, at times heavily. Other people here are fed up with that.
It's tough because it's unstable. For example, if you take a surf class and pay with Bitcoin, I can accept it. But the next day it goes down, and there are losses for me. It's the same for the bar, the shop, everywhere.
And imagine that volatility nationwide in one of the poorest countries in the Americas. It can make the government's decision seem like a blind bet. A recent survey shows many people here might not take that bet. 2/3 say they don't want to be paid in Bitcoin, and the facilities the government's hurriedly putting together for the new currency might not convince them. When you want to cash out your Bitcoins into actual dollars, you have to use one of these special ATMs, and the government says they're setting up 200 of these across the country. So let's see, I have to do this. Okay, and then the money should come out. The only kicker here is that these actually charge about 5% of commission to do the service. That's already been enough to put off some in El Zonte. Why not just use dollars? One group who might see the benefits of the system, commission or no, are criminals who will see an unregulated but state-sanctioned currency.
One of the advantages of Bitcoin is the anonymity, but for regulators that's one of the risks. So the worry is that El Salvador turns into a fiscal paradise for those who want to launder money from drugs or corruption.
The president has been emphasizing the positives. Bitcoins will bring jobs, financial inclusion and investment, he says, especially as El Salvador will be the first to use it. The question is, will the country become a trailblazer or simply sink?
John Holman,
Al Jazeera, El Zonte, El Salvador.
Internationally, Guinea's military ruler have barred government officials from leaving the country. Coup leader Colonel Mamadi Doumbouya summoned cabinet ministers and told them to hand over their passports and official vehicles. Later, he announced that the constitution was declared invalid and that the country's borders were closed. Al Jazeera's Nicholas Have reports.
At the People's Palace, also known as the National Assembly, members of President of Alpha Condé's ousted government arrive after being summoned by Guinea's coup leader Lieutenant Colonel Mamadi Doumbouya. Behind closed doors, he demanded their passports and told them not to leave the country. But Doumbouya also said there'd be no witch hunt as he outlined a path forward.
We will start consultations in order to put a framework in place for this period of transition, and then a government of national unity will take over.
On Sunday, when President Condé was driven away from the presidential palace in custody, crowds chanted freedom. It was on these streets that Alpha Condé had ordered security forces to fire at protesters with live rounds. Scores were killed and almost 400 people were arrested.
We were really in a savage state. There was no more security, no more justice, a confused financial state. Everyone was doing whatever they wanted. So I think Doumbouya's arrival is a blessing for Guinea, because our mothers were on the streets like animals, our children killed. You have no idea. I am relieved.
Guinea's vast mineral wealth includes the world's largest reserve of bauxite, an ore refined into aluminum. The takeover triggered world condemnation and sent global aluminum prices soaring. Half of China's imports of the element come from Guinea. Despite this mineral abundance, the West African country remains one of the world's poorest states. Doumbouya says the corrupt economy must be overhauled.
We will not give you a history lesson today, but I just want to remind you that our country has suffered from the disreputable behavior of its so-called elite. We found ourselves in a situation of injustice and corruption. Nepotism and the deprivation of freedoms were commonplace.
For Doumbouya in Guinea, the pressure is on to explain how he will begin overturning a system he says has stolen from the people for too long. Nicholas Hawk, Al Jazeera.
And finally, as the Philippines battle one of its worst COVID-19 outbreaks, health workers are threatening to resign over unpaid allowances. Many people are angry over allegations of corruption in the awarding of government contracts during the pandemic. Al Jazeera's Jamila Almadagan has more.
Filipino health workers are some of the most sought after in the world. But in their home country, many say the government has treated them poorly, and they lack some of the basic benefits and protection.
It is sad that many of us have died. Many of us become sick, and many have resigned or opted to retire early.
Nurses in the Philippines get a monthly salary of about $300, and doctors around $600. Critics argue that's too little compared to the funds that government has available, funds that are alleged to have been misappropriated during the government's awarding of multi-million-dollar contracts in its pandemic response.
From a zero declared income in 2019, how could Farmally, a trading corporation with no sufficient capital, without a track record, because it was only incorporated in September of 2019, bagged $8.68 billion worth of government contracts.
What kind of due diligence?
The contract the senator is referring to was awarded by the Department of Budget and Management, and that's now facing a probe in the Senate. Senators are also asking why the government agency awarded contracts to a company whose officers are facing allegations of fraud, embezzlement, and stock manipulation in Taiwan.
Or did somebody introduce you to the officials of Farmally?
Ito si Michael Yang.
President Rodrigo Duterte is also alleged to have been involved. Duterte directly controls the budget office, and in this video, he's seen meeting Farmally executives in 2017, together with the Chinese national Michael Yang. Michael Yang was Duterte's economic advisor. According to a Philippines intelligence agency report, he was involved in importing illegal drugs in Duterte's hometown, Davao City. Duterte, who once said he would not tolerate even a whiff of corruption in his government, has defended his actions.
Akala ko ba we are inviting investors? That's why I went to China several times to ask them to help us.
Aides close to President Duterte and even members of his family have long faced claims of corruption. But critics say reports of scandals and embezzlement at a time when millions of Filipinos are going hungry and health workers are struggling during a pandemic have put President Rodrigo Duterte's credibility at an all-time low. Jamela Alindogan, Al Jazeera, Manila.
And that is it for today's regional and international news. Here now is your 3-day weather forecast. that is all for this edition of Channel 2 Headline News Updates. Tune in on Wednesday at 7 p.m. for another episode. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Until then, stay safe and take care.